Good morning, everybody. So this is your Wit and Wisdom video lesson for Thursday, what? April the 8th. Apparently I need to go back. Um, anyway, so this is for Thursday, April the 8th. Okay, so today is not a very long lesson, but you do need to make sure that you have your knowledge and response journal out and ready. Make sure you have a pencil. All right, so before we get started, we need to go over our big essential question and our mediums focusing question. All right, so remember our big question for module 4 is how can food nourish my body or nourish us? Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, there it is. How can it nourish us? That's the big question. The medium-sized question for our book, The Digestive System, is how can food nourish my body? And then our content framing question for today's lesson is what does looking at images reveal to us? So we are going to be looking at images in our text today and trying to figure out what it's telling us. And then our craft question, our writing question is how do I write an informative paragraph for focusing question task 1? Our learning goals for today are we're going to explain how images contribute to a text, and we're going to use shared research about the digestive system that we have been working on to write an informative paragraph. All right. So let's go ahead and get started on the video for today. Hold on, I need to share my screen.
Welcome back, powerful thinkers. I'm Sue Sabella, your Great Minds teacher. Let's see what we need for today. Today we'll need the digestive system, your journal, and a pencil. So please pause here to gather what you need and just hit play when you're ready to continue. The images in informational text are so helpful to us, both as a reader and as a researcher. Images provide information that is equally important, just as important as the words on the page. Today, we'll explore images in the digestive system, and we'll think about how they help us understand how food is digested and also how it can nourish the body. Let's get started. Remember, our focus question will continue to guide our thinking and our research. How can food nourish my body? When we locate and use text features prior to reading informational text, those text features can help us better understand the text as we're reading. Images are a text feature that is extremely helpful. As we revisit the digestive system, we'll keep this question in mind during our exploration of images. What does looking at images reveal to us? Images are most helpful to us as researchers if we spend time really looking at them closely, almost studying every part of the image from top to bottom, from inside to the outside of the image. And I'd like to invite you to do that now. These images come from different pages of the text and are also found in different sections of the text. Yet, they have a lot that is alike or similar. They have many things that are the same. Pause here to think about this question. How are these images alike or similar? study the images, think about how these images are similar or alike. You can even point the similarities out to a learning partner, or you can jot them down in your notebook. Just hit play when you're ready to continue.
Okay, so I do want you to do this part. I want you to look at the pictures, the illustrations. How are they similar? And what I don't want to hear is the boy has on a blue hat, or the boy has on a blue shirt, or the boy is looking to the left. I don't want to hear that. Okay, I want you to tell me the scientific things that are similar. What are all three of these illustrations showing you about what we are learning? Okay. So pause the video, talk to your learning partner about how they are similar, and then hit play when you are ready to continue.
These images are similar or alike because they're showing parts of the digestive system. Most of the images are also using labels so you can understand where the parts are in the body and where the food will travel. Now I'd like you to study the images on the screen. How are these images similar and different? Pause here to study, to think, to chat with a learning partner, or to jot down your thinking. Just hit play when you're ready to continue.
Okay, so I want you to do the same thing here. How are these three illustrations or pictures similar? Tell a learning partner, tell me on the screen, tell your pet, tell a brother or sister, tell someone how they are similar.
These images are similar because they all show parts of the digestive system. However, the images are a bit different. If you look at the image at the top, you'll see that it's showing steps in how the stomach digests food. The images on the white pages at the bottom are just showing us pieces of the digestive system. It's time for a challenge. What does the author want the different times of the day on pages 24 through 25 to teach us? Pause here to study those images closely and also to think about this question or to chat about this question with a learning partner. Just hit play when you're ready to continue.
So what do you think? What is the author trying to teach us with the images on these pages? Why do the different times of the day, why are they shown? Why are they important? Well, if we look at it, it starts at noon and goes all the way to 7:30 next morning. So that's 12 hours to midnight plus 7.5 more hours. That's almost a full day that your body needs to digest just one meal. So that kind of tells me that the author wanted us to know by putting the time of the day on there that digestion takes a long time. I also I'm looking, and it's also showing me that food stays in the esophagus and the stomach and the intestines for a certain amount of time. And it shows how long it stays. Like we know that at noon we took a bite, and by 12:02 the stomach began to mash it. So that means it only takes less than 2 minutes for the food to go into your mouth when you bite it to go all the way down into your stomach. but then it takes till 6 o'clock for the last part to be that can't be digested. That's 6 hours that it sits in your stomach and your small intestines. So it tells me that there's certain times that the food has to stay in those body organs.
I bet as you were studying this image, you used some reading skills too. You probably went from left to right as you were following the times from the top of the image to the bottom. You also probably noticed the timestamps and looked closely at the time and noticed how long it took food to travel through the digestive system in each part of the digestive system. The author included time to give us an idea of how long it would take from beginning to end for food to be digested. I have another challenge question for you, powerful thinkers. Why do you think the images on pages 16 through 17 have arrows and not time? Pause here to study the images closely, to think about why are there arrows and not time. Chat about it with a learning partner or jot down your thinking. Just hit play when you're ready to continue.
Okay, so I want you to take just a few minutes and think about this. Why are there arrows instead of times on this illustration? So the arrows show us that this is the process that has to happen. It has to happen in this order. It goes from step 1 to step 2 to step 3, 4. It can't go 1, 4, 3, 2 or 1, 2, 4, 3. It has to go in this order. And that's what the arrows are showing us. It shows us what's happening first and next and after that and finally. And it's shown with arrows, but it's only a small part of the digestive system. So we don't need to know a time frame for these events. We just need to know that this is how it's happening in order.
Because you're such a careful observer, you probably noticed the title at the top of the image and also the numbers throughout the image, number 1, 2, 3, and 4. The arrows follow the process of how the stomach digests food. It starts at number 1 and the arrows continue through until step 4. You studied these images very carefully, and you did some pretty powerful thinking about how they can help you as a reader and as a researcher. I'd like you to answer this question in your journal. How do the different images help you understand the information? Pause here to work on this question. Also, don't forget you're in charge of your own learning. Scroll back on the timeline as much as you need to think about the answer to this question and to study the images more if that's helpful. Just hit play when you're ready to continue with today's lesson.
Okay, so this is where I need to show you your journal. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so in your journal today, what we are going to do 3 pages today, but we're skipping the first 2. Okay, so you're going to skip page 171 for right now. So just leave page 171 blank for now. You're going to skip page 172 for now. And I need you to go to page 173. And this is where you are going to answer that question. How do the different images help you understand the information? So go ahead and go to page 173, write this question down, And then I would like for you to respond to the question before we go on any further, okay? So if you need to, you can pause the video, copy down the question, answer the question, and then push play when you are ready to continue. Okay, so my thinking is that the images helped me understand the text better because it showed me where all the different organs are. If I'm looking at the illustrations, so if I'm looking at this illustration, it is showing me where each individual organ is. Like, this is my esophagus, there's my liver, there's the stomach, my large intestines and my small intestines. It's showing me where everything is at in my body. It's also showing me, it's breaking down the information into parts, like the different parts of the digestive system. Like this part, this photograph, this illustration is showing me the part of the digestive system that starts in the mouth and the esophagus and how those parts help. This illustration is showing me how parts of the stomach help in the digestive system. Same thing here. It's showing me the different parts of each organ in the digestive system. And there was specific information in some of the images that helped me know what the author wanted me to remember. Okay, like this one especially. This one gives me lots of information that the author wanted me to remember. So the different images helped me understand that text better in several different ways. Let's get back to the video.
Pause here to take a stretch break and just hit play when you're ready to continue. How do I write an informational paragraph for focusing question task 1? Let's preview or take a look at Assessment 6A Focusing Question Task 1. The task tells us, choose either the stomach or the small intestine. What important jobs does this organ do as part of the digestive system? Conduct shared research in a small group. Then, individually, write an informative paragraph that includes at least 2 pieces of evidence from the text. Support your response using evidence from the following source: The Digestive System, Christine Taylor Butler. Now, let's take a look at the checklist for success. Be sure to include all of the following in your response: introduction, topic statement, 2 pieces of evidence from the digestive system, conclusion, and correct contractions if used. Wow, you're getting all set up for success. Pretty soon, you're going to be able to communicate your research findings to others. You'll be able to teach others through your own writing. That's very exciting. I will see you again soon, my friends.
Okay, so now we're going to go back to page 171 in your journal. Okay, so yesterday we did page 170. You were supposed to choose either the stomach or the small intestine, and you were supposed to tell me 2 jobs that that organ did. Okay, so my example is I chose the small intestine, and my 2 jobs that the small intestine does is it breaks down food and the bumps help absorb nutrients. So those are my 2 pieces of evidence. But does this have an introduction so far? Nope. Does it have a topic statement so far? No. Does it have a conclusion sentence so far? No. All I have are the organ that I'm doing and my two pieces of evidence. So on page 171, we need to come up with an introduction, topic statement, and a conclusion for the organ of your choice. Now, this is where we can do the introduction together, but you guys are going to have to come up with your own topic statement and your own conclusion because we're not all doing the same organ. So if I write a topic statement about the small intestines and you're writing about the stomach, it won't go together. So you guys are going to have to come up with your own topic statement and your own conclusion about the organ of your choice. Okay. So what I would like for you on page 171 right now, I want you to copy this down. Make sure you write introduction, topic statement, and conclusion, and give yourself plenty of room to write your sentences in that area. So go ahead and pause the video, get these three things written down, and then we can work on our introduction statement together. Okay, so I hope that you have your information chosen and you have your page 171 copied down, ready? So we are going to do an introduction. So remember the question that we are answering is, what important jobs does this organ do as part of the digestive system? Well, we need to introduce the digestive system to our reader. We can't just jump in, okay? We got to introduce it to them. So we can see that we're only picking one organ, right? But is there only one organ in the digestive system or are there a lot of them? There are a lot of them. There are many parts of the body that help us digest food. There are many parts of the digestive system. So how can we say that? So we could say, as our introduction sentence, there are many parts of the digestive system. Or you could even say there are many parts of the body that help digest food. Either one of those is fine with me. You just have to make sure that you are introducing to your reader that you're going to talk about body parts that help with digestion, to digest food or the digestive system. That is something that you need to make sure is in your introduction. Okay, so there is our introduction. And again, like I said, it could be this one, or it could be there are many parts of the body that help digest food. Either one of them is fine. Okay. Now remember, if you are doing either stomach or small intestines, and you have to come up with your own topic statement based on what organ you were using. Okay. If you can talk about how the stomach is one part that does an important job. You could talk about how the small intestines does important jobs. As long as your topic statement is telling your reader which organ you're going to write about, okay? You have to have that organ in your topic statement so that your reader knows, oh, okay, they're going to tell me about the stomach, or oh, they're going to talk about the small intestines. You don't want your reader to read your second sentence and still be like, well, what are we going to talk about? Your toes? I don't know. How did the toes help your digestive system? Do they? No, they don't. So we need to make sure that it's clear to reader which body part you were talking about and how it has an important job in the digestive system. Okay. Then you're going to do sentences using job 1 and job 2. Okay. You're going to tell me. And remember, if you just wrote down words, you have to turn it into a complete sentence. It has to make sense. And then your conclusion. You're going to need to write your conclusion down today. And your conclusion can be something simple like the stomach is an important part of the digestive system, or the small intestines play a big part of digestion of food. Something like that. Thing that sums up your body organ that you're writing about and what it's helping do. Okay. I know this is a big job to do this all on your own today. So you're going to come up with your own topic statement and your own conclusion. And then on page 172, you're going to write out the focus and question task, the question, and then you're going to take the information from page 170, 171. You're going to do the introduction, the topic statement, job 1, job 2, then the conclusion. Camera got blurry there for a second. And you are going to write your paragraph to answer focusing question task 1. Okay, so you're going to use the information from these 2 pages to answer the question on this page. All right, and that's all I have for you today for Wit and Wisdom. I know it seems like a lot, but it's really not. It's only a couple of sentences. So I think you guys are going to do great. Let's find out our word for today. The word for today is back. Back. The word is back. Very cool. All righty, guys. So that's all I've got for you today. I hope you have a great afternoon, and I will see you at phonics class. Bye.